He was born into a war he never asked to fight, a child of the Black Panther movement, raised on poetry and revolution, taught that survival meant speaking louder than the gunfire. Tupac Shakur didn't just live through the storm, he became it. And somehow, in the chaos of it all, he found a way to turn pain into something the world couldn't ignore. Welcome to EchoDriven Stories. There's a photo of him as a teenager, eyes wide, still believing the world might listen. He studied ballet, Shakespeare. He could recite verses that made grown men cry. His teachers saw brilliance. His neighbors saw a target. Because that's what happens when you're young, black, and unafraid to dream in a country that's terrified of all three. But the streets had other plans. They always do. And somewhere between the boy who loved theater and the man who wore a bulletproof vest to award shows, something changed. Or maybe it didn't change. Maybe it just sharpened into something the world wasn't ready for. He wrote about his mother's addiction, his own fear, the friends who didn't make it past 20. Every song was a confession he shouldn't have had to make. And still, they called him a thug, a troublemaker, as if pain wasn't allowed to be articulate, as if anger couldn't also be love, as if a man couldn't hold contradictions in both hands and still stand tall. People ask if he was a poet or a gangster, an artist or an activist. The question itself is the problem. He was both. He was neither. He was a kid from Baltimore who got famous too fast and died too young, caught between the myth he created and the man he was trying to become. There were nights he spoke about wanting to leave it all behind, build a school, make films, disappear into a quiet life where nobody needed him to be a symbol, where he could just be Tupac, not the icon, not the martyr, just a man trying to figure out what comes after the anger burns itself out. But symbols don't get to rest, and the world wasn't done asking him to bleed. He recorded enough music for 5 lifetimes, as if he knew time was running out. And maybe he did. There's a weight to his later work, something desperate, something final. Like he was trying to say everything before the microphone went silent. Every verse felt like a last will and testament. Every beat carried the urgency of someone who understood that tomorrow wasn't promised. And then, on a September night in Las Vegas, it wasn't. They never caught the person who killed him. Maybe they never wanted to, but his words didn't die on that highway. They echoed. They still do. In the voices of kids who grow up in systems designed to break them. In the art that refuses to apologize for existing. In every person who looks at injustice and refuses to be quiet about it. If you felt something in this story, if his fight still means something to you, stay with us. Subscribe to EchoDriven Stories. Because legends like this deserve to be remembered, not just as history, but as something alive, something that still has the power to change us. We created a song for him, not to imitate, but to honor, to capture the thunder and the ink, the fury and the hope that lived in every word he wrote. It's called What He Always Was, both weapon and witness, both storm and shelter. Some people leave behind music, others leave behind movements. Tupac left behind proof that even in a world built to silence you, your voice can be immortal. This is his echo, and it will never fade. When words become weapons and art becomes revolution, a legacy is born that neither time nor silence can erase.
Streets painted red with forgotten names, concrete jungle where the fire claims. Every word I write, a bullet aimed to change. Poetry bleeding through the window panes. They try to silence what the heart proclaims, but my voice echoes where injustice reigns. Born in the struggle, darkness with my head held high. Turn my demons into reasons why. Every beat a heartbeat, every rhyme a cry. For the ones they bury, for the ones who die. Duality dancing in my DNA. Gentle like a poet, fierce when I slay. Revolution written in the words I say. My heart's my weapon, gonna light the way. I'm the storm they couldn't tame. I'm the truth they can't contain. Thunder in my ear, rebellion in my soul. Fighting for the voices that the system stole. Warrior poet with a story to be told. Legacy immortal, worth more than gold. Thunder in my ink, fire in my veins. Breaking every silence, shattering the chains. When they write my name, let them feel the flames. This is more than music, this is what remains. They can take my body, but they'll never take my words. Every line I wrote, still flying free like birds. From the ashes rising, watch the phoenix turn. My legacy's eternal, let the whole world rebellion in my soul, fighting for